Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. So you want to be a better Smite player. So what does that mean? A, you're just you're playing well when you're playing Smite. It also means that you're getting kills, you're helping your team, you're getting the assists. It doesn't matter as long as you're helping your team win. So this is what this is going to be about. This is a little series to help players who of all types, if you're a seasoned vet, if you're a complete noob, if we're just first scratching the wonderful game of Smite, this is all for you. Just a little tips on what you need to think about when you're playing the game of Smite. Now, the number one rule that I have and tip for better Smite is positioning. Positioning, positioning, positioning. What does that all boil down to? It boils down to basically knowing where to be. Now, are you a backline player? Are you a hunter, a mage? Then you need to be in the backlines. You don't need to be up in the front lines mixing it up there. That's not where you need to be because you have a more chance to die and you're going to hurt your team if you're up there. Now, there's always exceptions to every rule, which is fine. But where you need to be as a mage or a hunter is in the back lines. You're a range, you're shooting back there using your abilities to cause mayhem. Now, on the flip side of that, are you a tank? Are you a warrior? Are you a guardian? Are you a frontline player? Yeah, guess what? Those frontline players, they need to be in the front line. It's not, flip-flop. You don't get to be in the back line as a frontline player. You don't get to be in the front line if you're a backline player. To be successful, you need to know where you need to be for your positioning. So if you're in the front, if you're front line, get up there and be the front line. That way their team can't overflow your team by going into your back line because you're not being in the front line. And just like if you're a backline player, don't be up in the front line because you're going to be dead. You don't have as much defense and you're counted on for a lot of offensive output. So get in the back lane and get in your spot. Another thing that goes along the lines of positioning is getting caught extending. How many times have you seen playing with people, one person jumping into a crowd of 3, 4 people, or everyone's kind of stalemating, and you have your hunter dive on in there, or assassin, dive on into their enemy team, dive into the enemy team, and then get just plowed, just get wrecked. I'm pretty sure every Smite player here can agree that they have seen that before. And to be honest, you've done it before yourself. It's fine. I'm still working on it. Making sure you don't get caught extending. Know when to quit. Don't follow your opponent for 10 seconds because guarantee you the other team is noticing you following the opponent for 10 seconds and they're rotating over to kill you. And guess what? Probably 9 times out of 10, they're going to kill you. So don't get caught extending because then you will be picked off and you're going to hurt your team. In the end, a lot of this has to do with don't die. Like that's a big rule. Again, it's an unwritten rule. Don't die because you can't help your team when you do that. And along those lines of extending is just getting stuck in outnumbered situations. Now, a majority of us, 99% of us, are not major league gamers. We aren't on NRG. We're not on Obey. Any of those teams that can go 1v4 and win. Even they can't do that most of the time. So be smart. If there's only one of you, don't be diving into 5 people, even 3 people, even 2 people. Be smart when you're selecting on when you're going into a battle. So that way you're not in an outnumbered situation. Try to stay with a buddy for the most part. Depending on the games like Conquest and stuff, you're going to be in like the solo lane by yourself. There's times where you're going to be solo, but try to stick away from outnumbered situations. And that outnumbered situations and extending has to do with being aggressive. Just don't be aggressive. There's a time and place for being aggressive and when to be defensive and not aggressive. If you're aggressive, you can end up being in places where you A, don't want to be, and B, you're going to be in places that are going to cause you to die, which is then going to hurt your team. You're going to feed the opponents and make them stronger. You're going to get in a hole, get behind in levels, and they're just going to wreck you. That's not good. The other thing with positioning is if you do the positioning correct, which is really, it's a thing you're having to work on. It's not something it's not a light switch that just gets flicked on. It's something that takes time. But if you can do it correctly, you will be amazed at what you can do as a player with getting kills, with getting assists, with getting objectives. You will just be just shocked at what you can do. So if you get those positioning right, you can help swing the battle in your team's favor, and you're able to get, again, multiple kills, multiple assists. You can get the Fire Giant, you can get the red buff, the Gold Fury, whatever it is, you'll be able to get it. And that all comes down to being in the right position. And you can also get the kills, you can also do the ganks as well. If you're playing in certain ones like Clash or Conquest, there's opportunities for ganks if you're in the right position. So remember, positioning, positioning, positioning. So as I was saying, this is going to be the start of a smaller little series to help give SMITE players tips and just overall strategies to help them be a better SMITE player, whether it's a hunter, whether it's a mage, whether it's just an overall SMITE player in general. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this series. I hope you guys will enjoy this. Just let me know in the comment sections if you are enjoying it and what videos you want me to do on top of that. And as always, hit that like button and the subscribe button if you haven't. It helps me out. It helps you out. No matter what, I love you guys. But until then, remember guys, it's video games. Have fun. All right? Have a good time and have a happy gaming.